Welcome back to the channel, RC Action Australia. Big shout out to everyone who's liked and subscribed. If you haven't already liked and subscribed, hit that subscribe button, the notification bell. You can also follow us on Facebook and Instagram. I'll put some of those links down in the description. So today's video, we're just going to have a bit of a chat about the upcoming VQS 2020 kit, which obviously is going to be a re-release of our better known Vanquish. So I'm going to show you some pictures of this later and sort of showcase that just after we have a little chat about the VQS and what we know so far. But before we get on to that, if you didn't see my latest restoration, the Futaba FX10, check that link above. Absolutely awesome buggy. I know it's nothing, you know, it's not a very exciting car to run, but I think it looks absolutely awesome, and that restoration came out absolutely beautifully, and I've had a lot of really good feedback from that video, so check that out. I think it's turned out awesome, and obviously we now have the the complete set of, you know, that style of car, which is absolutely awesome, and the Striker will be getting a full overhaul soon, but that'll be another video. So back to the VQS. So obviously that's what it is. Well, that's the Vanquish. The VQS is basically a re-release, but for some reason with naming rights, Tamiya couldn't call it a Vanquish, so they've just called it a VQS. It will be on kit 58686, whereas the original was 58076. I'll show you some more pictures, like I said, of this one. So what do we know about the current re-release? Well, it's going to be a 1/10 scale, exactly the same. The body's the same, the wing's the same. Decals look pretty similar to me. Obviously the Vanquish is missing. There may be some other you know, logo sponsorship changes, which we do see on a lot of the re-releases. Wheels and tyres look the same. Obviously the original had like more of a creamed colour wheel, whereas the re-release will probably have just a white wheel. The re-release is going to have a pre-finished and pre-cut body. All you'll need to do is apply the decals yourself. So I don't know whether that's Tamiya just trying to go into more of a ready-to-run aspect of their models, because I do know that some of their recent kits have come with some pre-finished bodies and whatnot. So which is kind of odd, because that sort of tells me that they're trying to aim probably kits more at a beginner point of view, where, you know, but I don't think this is a beginner kit, so that's a bit strange. Also, I have heard that Tamiya are going to re-release a body set that's unpainted and not cut out, so I guess people who are restoring vintage ones can then buy a body set and whatnot. So that's good to at least say they're going to do a plain body set, and you can do your own custom paint job on that. Now, running wise, this has obviously got the high caps on it. The VQS will have high cap upgrades available, because they were obviously announced as a re-release for the Vanquish, or the up and coming VQS, and obviously the Terra Scorcher. So they'll be available soon as well. And looking at availability, what time of the year are we looking at? So we've been told around that October, end of October, start of November is when we should see these kits. What else can I tell you? There's also been announcements that there is going to be some aluminium front upright changes that are currently on the 2011 re-release Avanti kit. So at least we know there's going to be a few little upgrades on this car to make it probably, you know, spec it up a bit, and maybe tidy up any faults that did exist with the original. Now, it is interesting that when we are talking about faults, I guess the main fault on these cars were the plastic tub design. So there was some weaknesses where the back suspension hooks onto the chassis. I do know that there's some prone for cracking in those areas. Let's take a break at looking at the VQS 2020 re-release, and let's have a flick through some pictures of my original Vanquish. if we're looking at running gear, there's been no official release as to whether the kit will have bearings or not, but knowing Tamiya, it probably won't have bearings, which is disappointing because I think majority of people that will build this kit will be at least looking for bearings, which I know they're not expensive to buy, but you know, Tamiya, come on, put them in the kit. Everyone else does now. It'll probably have bearings in the gearbox, but probably in the hubs and that may have brass bushings or plastic bushings. We don't know yet. Running gear wise, I think it's pretty well confirmed that it's just going to have a standard 540 Mabuchi motor, and it will just have the generic TBLE O2S speed control. So, which I think the Egris and the Avanti here in Australia anyway didn't come with speed control at all, but they did come with a relabeled GT tuned motor, which brings me to my biggest bugbear with the VQS re-release is its proposed price tag. Now, initial things that we've seen on the internet where we've been seeing around that £350 mark. Now, £350, I'm not sure what people in the UK and whatnot think about that price tag, but if we convert that down to Australian dollars, we're looking at about mid $600 for this kit. Now, I think without a proper, nice tuned motor and bearings and things like that, that's absolutely ridiculous for the pricing. I don't know where Tamiya's come up with that pricing. And just to give you an idea for prices here in Australia, the Terra Scorcher re-release, so this one here is an original, but I do have a re-release as well, they were $299 Australian. A Top Force in Australia is $320, and just to give food for thought, the Avanti 2011 was $559 in store when they had them in stock, and I think the Egris was around the same price tag, and I believe the Avanti Black was around that $600 mark in store in Australia. So if we come back to mid $600 for a plastic version of an Avanti, pretty much is what we have, I can't see the value in this in the $600 odd range. I honestly thought, and I figured, and you know, just from talking to some other people, this kit I would have assumed would be between 300 to 450 Australian dollars. But yeah, I'm not sure where Tamiya is coming up with that price tag, or whether that's just sort of inflated pricing on some suppliers, or you know, it's a totally you know, predicted price tag. But at $600 odd, I would not buy the VQS. That's just my personal opinion. I have an original. I don't have any need to buy a VQS. This is fully functional. I can drive it. I do drive it. So yeah, I honestly can't say that I would run out and buy a VQS in that $600 range when there's a lot of other Tamiya kits for less than half that would probably be a better kit. But anyway, that's just my thoughts on the VQS. Chuck some comments down below. I'm pretty sure, and just from seeing overnight, the hype, mostly around the pricing that this kit has generated is quite large. So as always, chuck some comments down below. Let me know what you think. Is that price point, does that work for most people? I think for the amount of kits that I buy and the price point that I see across different brands and what's included for different prices, I honestly can't say that I will be running out to buy this at that price point, but it could come to Australia in a lot better competitive price range. Who knows? So until we see it in stores in that October, November, we're really only speculating about that. So I'll leave it there for today. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon with another awesome restoration of maybe another car. I've got lots of new in-box stuff. So as always, your support is very much appreciated. Smash that subscribe button. Bye.